and then it just, I don't know what
I
happened.
honestly, me and technology, I have no answers, and I just it's yeah. Um, I've had some issues with Zoom as well sometimes because I have to download the link, and it just I don't know. Hopefully this week it'll be fine for you as well. So I'm really
Okay.
glad you're joining in.
Okay. What was the conversation you were having last week though about this Eurovision or something? That's what I heard a wee bit about that, and then all of a sudden, poof, it disappeared.
Yes, so last week we did the song Shata Salama, 100 Lightnings, and that was our Eurovision Song Contest for 1987, I want to say. And we were saying that some countries feel like it's a political choice who they vote for. And there's like Finland, whenever Finland doesn't win, we always blame the fact that other countries don't want to support us, or it gets political. But I personally think that most years we just weren't good enough, and we just have to accept it. But it's a huge thing in Finland, and there's so many households who really follow up the whole journey to Eurovision, because we start with this UMK. It's like a new music contest where a couple of Finnish artists get together and they compete who gets to go to the Eurovision, and we get to vote for who goes. So that's very exciting.
Oh.
And then the final show, it's huge.
Okay, very good.
Yes. Okay, I think we can start for this week. So we are looking at our national songs. However, Finland doesn't have like a legally binding national song. So that's why we have two that we're looking at. And like I said last week, this is purely from like an educational point of view. So there's no pressure for anyone. If you feel uncomfortable to sing along or try them out, that's totally fine. This week we're looking more into, maybe it's more like about the Finnish culture and what this day means to us and everything like that. So there's a lot going on. So we'll just see how it goes. Finland is turning 104 this year. So happy Independence Day, Finland.
Hyvä itsenäisyyspäivä.
Hyvää itsenäisyyspäivää. Yeah, so the two songs I'm gonna look into with you is the Maamme laulu, Oi maamme Suomi, and Finlandia. And these are both I think Finlandia was written, or it was composed in 1899, and the actual Maamme laulu was 1847. So these date back quite some time, even before Finland actually got their independence. So we got independent in 1912. And yeah, there's a lot of traditions that kind of go with this day. I'm sure everyone knows some of them, like how we're crazy with hockey, and we always memorize like old games. And was it 1917? Yes, great. I don't know why 12 is in my brain.
Yeah.
So 1917. Well, that could have been easy math if I would have just counted from 104 backwards, but this brain doesn't do math. So I'm going to show you a few clips here and there where we've used, or where we sing one of the national songs. They have a lot to do with ice hockey, most of them. It's the game we usually win, so that's where we hear it. And then also, yeah, I think we're just going to go for it. I'll show you the lyrics for, or should we start by listening? Maybe we should start by listening. Yeah. Let's see.
Janina, as I understand, the Finlandia, the Sibelius Finlandia, yes, it was composed before Finland became its own self. But then, as I understand, the words were added when it was getting towards the end of the continuation war. And so that's, as I understand, that's whenever sort of the lyrics were added to the composition of the.
Yes, so that was around 1940. And there's this, I think it was quite funny, the composer, Jean Sibelius himself, he was like, well, it wasn't made for singing, but if people want to sing it, someone else come up with the lyrics. Like he was a bit like, I don't really know, but do what you want to do. So I thought that was quite nice of him to just kind of give free hand. Or then it was his son who was like, yeah, as long as you just, you know, play the music, that's what's important. So
college
there's an ad
because
here.
Students have a lot on their.
Let's skip that. Oh, we already started. So it was actually really hard to find a version that was kind of just one person singing. So these are all almost very orchestra like, chorus like. So there's quite a few parts, but I think they're still manageable enough for us to kind of get the whole idea of them. The lyrics will be on screen as well, so you can kind of give them a look as well as we go along. So here we go. Yes, that was kind of the most plain version I could find of this piece. We're going to look into a couple of different versions like we usually do, but let's open this one here. So yeah, like I said, the original lyrics were by Johan Ludvig Runeberg, and he's quite a famous Finnish writer and poet. And he actually wrote these lyrics in Swedish around 1847. And that kind of already gives you an idea of Finland's kind of more diverse history with Swedish culture, and also we have a lot of Russian culture. Well, not really, actually. Russian culture isn't really that in the Finnish culture that much, but you can definitely see the effects that it used to have. And now the Swedish, obviously we're a bilingual country, so Swedish is our other home language, if you will. But I only have it now here in Finnish and then in English, just so that we can maximize our effort for this class. I'm just going to see if I actually wrote down somewhere where or when was the yes, so Frederick Pacius was the composer, and this was kind of a revolutionary lyrics or a poem at the time. There was I'm not sure how it was called in English, but in 1947 to 1948 Europe had a crazy year, and that's when like things started happening towards French Revolution, and there was quite a lot of kind of revolutions and violence just all across Europe. So this was Runeberg's way of kind of putting his voice into it as well. And so the poem came first. The poem was around 1846, and then Pacius composed music to it for 1847, so just a year apart. And yeah, this has quite a few different names as well. Oi maamme Suomi, Oh our country Finland, or just Maamme laulu is one that you can hear it being called. Maamme laulu, our country song. So it's, again, translations are a bit different, but here we go. We'll just look into the lyrics because we have two songs to kind of look at today. We're just going to kind of go through it and see how it goes. So it just starts with oi, oh, oi maamme, our land. Suomi, Finland, synnyin maa. Now, synnyin maa, it had quite a few translations when I checked in English. So to give you the kind of correct idea, synnyin would be birth and maa, land. So birthland, but it can also be homeland, motherland, fatherland. There was quite a few different options for this, but I put birthland because synnyin is syntyä, be born. So birthland. Soi sana kultainen. Soi, ring out, sana, word, and kultainen, it could mean golden, but in this context, it's more like dear. In Finnish, when we call someone, our dear, we call them kulta. So I think that's kind of sweet. We call people gold. They're our gold, our treasure. So, but also it means dear. It's dear to us. So kultainen, dear. Ei laaksoa, ei kukkulaa. Ei, no. Laaksoa, valley. Ei kukkulaa, no hill. Ei vettä, rantaa, rakkaampaa. Ei, no. Vettä, water. Rantaa, shores. Rakkaampaa, more loved or more beloved. So again, the translation here, so that it would make more sense, I've had to, in the English verse, I kind of had to change them around a little bit for the words. But so, ei vettä, no water, more beloved of the shores, and then it continues. So this is quite a long sentence, if you will, and it's a very poetic sentence as well. So it continues, kuin kotimaa tää pohjoinen. Kuin, than, kotimaa, homeland, tää, which is tämä, it's just the lingo thing again, tää, this, pohjoinen, north. Maa, kallis, isien. Maa, country. Like last week we were saying how maa can also mean the ground or the world. But in this case, because we are singing about Finland, we are talking about country. And then kallis. Kallis can also mean expensive, but in this context, it means precious. And isien, isä, so fathers. So Johan Runeberg, he was listing things that aren't as loved anywhere else for us than these things in Finland are. So no valley, no hill, no water more beloved of the shores than this homeland of the north, precious country of our fathers. And then toinen säkeistö, sun kukoistukses vuorestaan. That was the third word here. Sun, sinun, your, kukoistukses. So they've just taken the I, so E sound from the end for rhythm purposes as well. And it's more poetic when you take the E sound from the end just away. You still know the meaning, it's the same. It means prosperity, kukoistaa, kukoistuksesi. Your prosperity kuorestaan, from its shell. So kuori is the shell, and from it, out of the shell, kuorestaan. Kerrankin puhkeaa. Kerrankin, it could translate into for one time only, or then finally. Puhkeaa. It can also translate into like pierces or bursts, but here it's more about like blooming. It's just you're finally being able to bloom as a country. We didn't have it that easy at the time, so we're finally we have the permission to bloom like a flower. Viel lempemme saa nousemaan. Viel, again, they've just taken the a sound from the end. It's still the same word, it's just more for the rhythm. Viel lempemme. Lempemme would be lempi, so love. Saa, will, nousemaan, to rise. So yet our love will rise. Sun toivos. Sun, sinun. Toivos, toivosi would be again the more appropriate term if you're writing, but when you're singing in a more poetic way, you can take the E sound from the end for the rhythm purposes. So it's still the same word. Sun toivos, in your hope. Or just your hope. Actually, that could be just your hope as well. Riemus loistossaan. Riemu is joy. It's happiness, and it's a big kind of happiness and joy. Again, they've taken the E from the end. It's riemus is still fine. Loistossaan. Well, this could also be like in kind of beaming joy, or I don't know why in blooming joy. Beaming. beaming joy, loisto could also, it refers to something like bright and like a beaming light. That's how it is. So in your beaming joy. Ja kerran laulus synnyin maa. Ja, and kerran, once. Laulus, again, just the E off, that's fine from the end. Laulus, your song. Synnyin maa, homeland. So now I changed it. It could be birthland here again, or it can be homeland. You can kind of choose which translation you feel more comfortable with. Synnyin maa. Korkeamman kaiun saa. Korkeamman means it refers to high, how high something can be. So korkeamman, it could be korkeimman, actually is maybe a bit more modern nowadays to say, but the highest, korkeimman, the absolute highest. And kaiun, it means echo, kaiku, kaiun. So it's just in that phrase because we had korkeamman, kaiun. So echo and saa will receive or will get. So I know the lyrics are quite poetic here. Yeah, Smeagol would probably say mun kallis. Yeah, I think he could say that. Good question. Yeah. So this actually has 11 verses, but we never really sing more than the 2. I can give you a quick look, but it's in the older version as well of the words, but I think it'll be nice for you to see it. There we go. So these are the 2 that we usually sing. But then there's also all of these. These were in the links that I had in the Word document, so you can check them out as well if you want to. I personally, I've never sang more than the first 2. So I do think we read through these when we were in school, but that was about it. So I think now we kind of went through the lyrics a little bit, so I think we should now refresh our memory and listen to a version of it. So of course I had to get a clip from when Finland won the ice hockey world championships, so you can kind of see this is not like a purely sang through. Oh wow, lovely question, Carrie. So this is a very unique day for all Finnish families and Finnish people themselves as well, and people who've moved to Finland. You can really make your own traditions here, but yes, we usually don't work. It depends on what kind of job you're in. But like if you work in schools or these kind of places you don't work, I did have a work day today, which was, it's still nice, but especially when we were younger, we would always have like a family meal. Oh, every year we watch 2 things. Tuntematon sotilas. That's I think that's almost like a 3-hour film about a Finnish war set in, was it 1939-ish. It's called The Unknown Soldier. So there's two versions of this. There's the one that was from it's quite old. I wonder when it was made, or was a film. Oh gosh. Well, it's an older black and white version, and then there's a new one that came out in 2017, which I actually think is in Netflix. So we always watch that. It's usually the first thing that's on in the morning, and I think it might be on twice or three times a day, but because it's so long, obviously it's all one channel can really play. And then we watch Linnan juhlat, so the president's ball that he hosts in his castle, if you will. We call it a castle, but I'm not really sure if it's a really, really real castle. But however, it's funny because when I lived in Scotland, and I would of course always tell people that we celebrate our independence by watching these presidential ball, but for the first 3 hours of it, we watch our president shake hands with the guests. It's one of the funniest things to try to explain to people, like, but we get to see the dresses and the outfits for everyone, and there's a commentator who tells us who everyone is, and then it can take up to 3 hours, just the handshaking part. And then we get to see the party where they eat and drink and dance, and they interview people here and there. And it was quite funny. My best friend is from America, and we would watch their like Thanksgiving parade, which is just a week or 2 weeks before our Independence Day. So we would have a big meal for both of those to celebrate. We don't really have any special kind of Finnish foods, for example, that we eat. Everyone can kind of make their own as well. And because Christmas is just around the corner, people really don't want to eat ham and turkey and all the Christmas food. So usually it's maybe more a bit fish based. So, but those are our traditions. Usually it's the Linnan juhlat and Tuntematon sotilas. And then there are reruns of, the games that we won in ice hockey and different kinds of games that we've won. We like to be, people, we have blue and white candles that we can light for the day. There's also fatser, the chocolate. They make Independence Day chocolate, which is half white and half brown chocolate. So we go all out in a Finnish way, which I think is still quite modest. But so that's what we do. I think it's seen as a day that you get to really spend with your family and at home and just enjoy a day off, because it usually kind of falls on a weekday, so you get to have more out of it. I loved it because I didn't have to go to school when I was younger, so I would happily watch a 3-hour black and white film and eat chocolate the whole day. It was nice. And then I think the president has a speech as well that he does every year, and that's always really, really sweet and touching. But now, because of COVID, we really haven't had we haven't had the ball actually in 2 years. I'm not even sure if they're doing it this year anymore. And so it's been quite a sad couple of years, but people still remember the independence, and there are still people whose grandparents were alive during that time. So there's a lot of kind of patrioticness, but also it's a reminder for us that we have the privilege now to have a day off and enjoy our day and just thank the people. Yeah. Oh, Carrie, that was really nice. So at 6 in the evening, the lights are placed in the window and lit. It helps the Finnish sympathizers know they have a safe house there to go to. Yeah, that's really sweet. I personally, I don't think I've ever done that, but now that you say it, it sounds very familiar, but I was away from Finland also quite a long time from my adult age. So I could have done it when I was a kid. That's possible. But yeah, I'll show you a clip. And like I said, this isn't like a purely sung version of Maamme laulu. This is just to show you what it kind of looks like when we feel really proud to get to sing it. So here we go. Yeah, so as you can see, this is the kind of situations we get to sing this if we win something, but usually that is very much ice hockey based. So I just wanted to show you that Finland has won 3 times the World Championships. So it's a huge thing for us. Yeah, I'll just double check which video I have next on. Yes. This is from 2014, and this is from an Independence Day celebration. And we usually see this every year. There's different kinds of orchestras performing it, but these then are outside, and I'm pretty sure it's quite freezing. But yeah, I think there's a couple of ladies along as well. That wasn't legal for quite some time, but I'm glad that it is, especially nowadays. So yeah, enjoy it. Yes, so you could see that some men would take their hats off if they want to. But one of the verses was in Swedish, if you were wondering, because you could hear that everyone kind of got a little lost at one point. I'm not sure if they told everyone that they're going to sing in Swedish as well. So that was the kind of the middle verse there, if you were wondering. So yeah, I think we should look through the lyrics just one more time, and then we can kind of sing it with a backing track if you want to, or then listen to the first one again, so you get to sing along with the lyrics. So let's just open this one. Like I said, there's only 2 verses that we really participate in. Or, you know, as you could also see on that video, not everyone feels comfortable singing at all. So it's just being there is also, you know, it's a sign of respect if you're in a place where it is sang. So, but like you saw in the ice hockey game, it was just you just burst it out. It's totally fine. Whatever suits you. So here we go. The first verse. Oi maamme, Suomi, synnyin maa. Soi sana kultainen. Ei laaksoa, ei kukkulaa. Ei vettä rantaa rakkaampaa. Kuin kotimaa, tää pohjoinen. Maa kallis isien. Sun kukoistukses kuorestaan. Kerrankin puhkeaa. Viel lempemme saa nousemaan. Sun toivos riemus loistossaan. Ja kerran laulus synnyin maa, korkeamman kaiun saa. Great. Then, oh, there's still one video of this I want to show you. We'll go through the one with the lyrics, and then I'll show you one of Finland's most kind of famous singer who unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago, but he has his own kind of take on the song as well. So I'll show that after we do this. So it has lyrics on display. Unfortunately, I don't really feel like singing today. I had a very long day at work and I need to use my vocal cords all the time. So we'll just kind of go through it together. Please do sing along at home if you feel comfortable and if you want to give it a go, but this is up to you. There's no pressure at all. Here we go. Okay, I'm just writing for you that we'll try. Oh, not that one. We'll try again.
Naked Attraction Suomi-ohjelma.
Let's not go there. YouTube. So we'll try it with the different one with the singing, because I do think that was an easier one to kind of grasp. So, oh, it went away. You can sing along a bit better. So there we go. Don't worry about the bass notes and everything. It's just to kind of go through it. Okay, here we go.
Oimamme Suomi synnyin maa, soi sana kultainen. Ei Laaksoa, ei Kukkulaa, ei vettä rantaa rakkaampaa, kuin kotimaa tää pohjoinen.
There we go. Well done. And I'll just put on straight away the other version that I wanted to show you last before we move on to the other song. So this is performed by Juise Leskinen, and yes, his first name is spelled the same way as juice, so but we say Juise Leskinen. He's done a lot of great Finnish music, and yeah, I'm kind of sad I didn't take any of his songs for this course, but they didn't kind of fit the whole schedule, but they're definitely worth listening to. This is him. Oh, I'm not sure which year it was. I'm not sure, did he say? Maybe 2012? Oh, 2000. Okay. So this is actually from Tampere, where I am currently. So yeah, just a quick, you get to see what an artist kind of his statue maybe does. So here you go.
Oimamme Suomi synnyin maa, soi sana Nyt voitte vaikka sitten mennä kotiin, me ruvetaan Kaarinan kanssa täällä jotain.
So he actually recorded Maamelaulu on one of his albums. It's so funny because at the end, when he's done, he's like, "Yeah, I mean, you can all just go home now." He was like, "Yeah, that's fine, that's it." So, but he is one of the great Finnish singers. I'll write his name for you as well. Cool. Yes, we'll move on because we do have another song to look at. Let me just get it open for you. So this is Finlandia. And now Jean Sibelius, who was the composer, he is probably the most famous, if you want to use that word, famous composers from Finland in all time. So he actually made this as a part of kind of, I think it was called something, I'll just double check it because I don't want to get the facts wrong and I can't remember it all. Yeah, historical pictures was this like orchestra piece that he wrote, and this was the very last piece of that, and it's so beautiful, and the melody of it became so kind of popularly known that people wanted to sing it. So in 1940, Veikko A. Koskenniemi actually created words for this. And now this is our kind of other contender to be the national song of Finland. However, we don't sing this like at hockey games if we win it, but we usually do always include this at some point. I have a video of that as well. It's quite confusing even to me that why we don't have a legal national song, but not all countries do. Like when I was in Scotland, they didn't have one either. They do have their own national songs, but it's just different. So, but this is beautiful as well. We'll just look through the lyrics. I'll just see if I had something else to say. Yeah, so this too has quite a strong connection with kind of the era that Finland was living in. So that's why Sibelius wanted to create this kind of orchestra piece that had pictures of our history in it. So yeah, it was just an artist who wanted to kind of put their voice or art into the mix of things, and it really resonated with Finnish people especially, but it's become popular everywhere. They played it in BBC London quite a few years ago. So yeah, we'll look at the lyrics now. Again, it starts with oi, like the other song as well. Oi, katso, Suomi, sinun päiväs koittaa. And the translation, oi, oh, katso, look. Suomi, Finland. Sinun, your. Päiväs, so they've taken the E sound from the end. Päiväsi. Your day. Koittaa, will come, will arrive. Oi katso Suomi, sinun päiväs koittaa. It's just basically saying, Finland, look, your day is coming, it will come. Yön uhka, karkoitettu, on jo pois. And now, because the lyrics were done in 1940s, obviously Finland had been in a war for quite some time, so that's why the lyrics reflect the war even more. So, yön uhka, karkoitettu, on jo pois. Yön, the night. uhka, threat. Karkoitettu, to banish. It is banished. Karkoitettu. It's in the past tense. Banished. On is jo. Jo is kind of, how would I say it? Already. Yeah, kind of already. It doesn't really translate in the sentence. Pois, away. So that's, the translation got really tricky at this part. Even Google Translate couldn't really help me how to figure this one out as well. But it means the threat of the night has now been banished. And the threat of the night meant, you know, people who were attacking Finland and our soldiers. So that's where it refers to. Ja aamun kiuru kirkkaudessa soittaa. I'll read that again. There's a lot going on. Ja aamun kiuru kirkkaudessa soittaa. We'll start here. Ja, and aamun, the morning. Kiuru is a lark. Kirkkaudessa, in the brightness. Kirkas means bright. So in the brightness. Kirkkaudessa. Soittaa. Plays. Oh, bye, Gabriella. Thank you so much. Happy Independence Day to you as well. Soittaa means play. Yeah, play. That's it. Play as well is quite a diverse word, but so it means the lark kind of plays in the morning brightness. Very poetic. Kun itse taivahan kansi sois. Kuin, as if, or like. Itse. Itse is myself, or yeah, but it again, yeah, itself. Yeah, which is funny because it actually has the same words or same letters as itself. I never realized that before until now. Itse, itself. Taivahan. So this is quite old Finnish, but it refers to the sky, taivas, or taivaan. Taivahan, heaven. Kansi. Kansi is a lid or a roof. Roof is more katto, but it depending on the context, it can also mean kansi. So kansi is roof or lid, but it sounded better, the roof of heaven. Sois. And soida, sois is again, it means soida, to ring, or to play. It doesn't really, play is kind of more the verb of what you're doing, and then when you're playing, it rings. So kuin itse taivahan kansi sois, like the roof of heaven itself would ring. Yön vallat, aamun valkeus jo voittaa. I'll read that again. Yön vallat, aamun valkeus jo voittaa. Yön, the night. Vallat, so it's the multiple for valta, which is power or reign. And reign as in R-E-I-G-N, and not rain as in what comes from the clouds. So yeah, rain. Aamun, morning. Valkeus. So lightness, morning light, aamun valkeus. Jo, already. Again, jo is kind of a filler word here. Voittaa, to win or to being bested. I think in this context, it would be best to say it. So the reign of the night has been bested by morning light. Yön vallat aamun valkeus jo voittaa. This is quite hard Finnish even for myself, in the sense that it is very poetic, but it's the lyrics, so here we go. Sun päiväs koittaa, oi synnyin maa. Sun again is sinun, but if I would be having a chat, I would use sun and not sinun, so it's a kind of lingo thing as well. Yeah, that's what I mean with soida and soita in English. It has a very difficult, it's difficult to translate. So if you are, if you have a guitar, you're playing the guitar, but the noise that comes out of the guitar is what we call, so the guitar soida. So the guitar rings. Do you get what I mean? So your soittaa is to play something, like play an instrument or play a sound. And the sound itself is the ring. It comes out as a ring. Not really sure if you have better English than me, anyone there, you can translate it a little bit better. Please do. That's the only way I'm kind of trying to kind of understand it. So if something is ringing, that is soida. Something is something soi, joku soi. Ja soida is just the different yes, great. Oh my gosh, what's the word? Taivutus for it. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I'm so sorry if it doesn't. Yeah, here we go. Sun, sinun. Päiväs, again, they've just taken the I, so E sound from the end. Päiväsi, your day. Koittaa, will arrive, or will come. One day will come. Oi synnyin maa, oh homeland. So sun päiväs koittaa, oi synnyin maa. And it's this part here. Your day will come, oh homeland. I don't know what's happening with my Word document here, but it's not lining up. Okay, here we go. Oi nouse Suomi, nosta korkealle. Oi, oh, nouse, rise, get up. Suomi, Finland, nosta, lift, or again, rise. It can be used similarly. Korkealle, high, high above. So, oh, rise, Finland, rise high. That's how it would translate the best. Pääs seppelöimä suurten muistojen. Pääs, again, taking the E sound from the end, so it would be pääsi, your head. Seppelöimä, wreathed, so something goes around your head, you're wreathed. Suurten, by big, muistojen, memories. Your head is wreathed with big memories or by big memories. Oi nouse Suomi, näytit maailmalle. Oi, oh, nouse, rise, Suomi, Finland, näytit, you showed. maailmalle, the world. Oh, Rise Finland, you showed the world. Sä, että karkoitit orjuuden. Sä, sinä, you. Että, again, it's a filler word. It doesn't really have a proper translation. So, karkoitit. Että in this would mean that, but we'll go on. Karkoitit, to banish, orjuuden, slavery. So, oh Finland, you showed the world you banished slavery. Ja ettet taipunut sä sorron alle. Ja, and, ettet, didn't, taipunut, to bow, or yeah, I think bow is the best way to kind of put it. Taipunut, sä, you, sorron, oppression, alle, under. So and didn't bow under oppression. It kind of means that you kind of fought back instead of just kind of bowed down and took it. So that's what it's referring to. On aamus alkanut, synnyin maa. That's the last word. On is aamus. Again, they took the E sound from the end. Aamusi, the morning. Alkanut, began or begun. Synnyin maa, homeland. Your morning has begun, oh homeland. So very, very old Finnish kind of the use of words, but still very, very beautiful. And I'll now play you I'm trying to see. Yeah, that's the one. Let's share that. Okay, come on. Do you think this is, yeah, this is performed by the BBC Singers and BBC Symphony Chorus and BBC Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Sakari Oramo, who is a Finnish conductor. And this is in London, in Proms. So I got emotional a little bit, but as you can see, it's quite huge and it's quite a beautiful song. But I'd like to now play you a bit more kind of, how would you put it? Easier to approach kind of version in the way we usually sing it, you know, at different functions. And this is gorgeously performed by a singer called Vesala. I'll write that down for you as well. Carrie, thank you so much for your comment. Again, it's so true. And I think it just really kind of seems fitting, all the lyrics. It's just so beautiful. Yes, so Vesala is the one who's singing here. And yeah, no surprise, again, it's from a hockey event we won in 2019. But this is Vesala singing the Finlandia hymni, or Finlandia song. Yeah, I think it's such a gorgeous piece, and I think it was definitely worth the 8 minutes to watch that more kind of classical piece. But this is bringing it kind of back to the people and how we usually sing it. So yeah.
Oi Suomi, katso, sinun päiväs koittaa. Yön uhka karkoitettu on jo pois. Ja amor kiuru käsittelemä suurten muistojen. Oi nouse Suomi, näytit maailmalle. Sä että karkoitit orjuuden ja ette taipunut sä saarnan alle. On aamus alkanut
Yes, so you could see that was a little bit more approachable in the sense than the BBC Proms version. But you know, this has been a debate for quite a long time as to which one should be our national song. I do think they both have really beautiful kind of backstories, and they're really beautiful in the composing and the lyrics and everything. Yeah, I think Maamelaulu would be, it's more approachable maybe. Finlandia is quite challenging with the melodies and everything, but yeah, I'm happy to sing both of them. I'm okay with that. Yeah, let me just get you one with lyrics on screen. I think it is this one. So, apologies if this isn't the right link. It should be. Let's just. Yeah, here we go. Straight to the song. I know we haven't really had time to really look into the lyrics, but if you can, or if you want to kind of figure them out as we go along, we can listen to this a couple of times through as well. So yeah, here we go. There's gonna be someone singing, and then the lyrics will be on screen. So yeah. Yes, Carrie made a really, really good point about the Swedish and how it seamlessly kind of combined with the Finnish lyrics with Oi maamme Suomi, and I think that's a huge reason why we sing Oi maamme or Maamelaulua more often than we do with the Finlandia hymn, because we do have two languages that are both our main languages in Finland, and yeah, I don't know if there is actually Swedish lyrics to Finlandia. I've never sang it myself, and I've never really seen it. I didn't even think about it actually when I was researching the song. So very true. And I do think it's an important point. Yeah, let's go through this one again with the lyrics. And yeah, let's just go for it straight away. Here we go. Fabulous. Yeah, I think they're both really lovely songs. Next week will be our last time, and we'll be looking into a Finnish Christmas song. I'm not sure, is it surprising to anyone, but it's not the kind of jolliest song that we have, but I think that goes really well with the Finnishness. I'll not send these to you tonight because I also want to go and celebrate our Independence Day, and I've had the full day of work, so I'll send them to you this week. You'll get them in time, don't worry. And yeah, Katri Helena Joulumaa, that's what we're looking. Let me just write that out for you next time. Does anyone have any comments or questions about any of the songs or something regarding this week's lesson? Pop me a message, or yeah, you can ask now as well if you want to.
Okay. Hyvitnaissauspäivä. Kiitos paljon.
Kiitos tosi paljon. Oli ihana, että olitte kaikki mukana ja palataan ensi viikolla.
Okei, kiitos.
Hei hei!
Kiitos. Hei hei.
Kiitos!
Kiitos.
Moikka!
Kiitos, kiitos. Moi moi.
Moi!
Oi.